Boy, do I ever have a treat for you tonight. Hi, welcome into another edition of Make Every Second Count Live with me, your host and international award-winning Make Every Second Count speaker. Now, gosh, guys, guess what? I'm pumped up. Yes, I know. I always say that. But I am each and every week that I have a different guest. It's amazing just to find out the amazing things about these people. But I ask you if you would please invite people to watch this episode because we want to just we want to talk to the people. And don't forget to give us all kinds of likes, thumbs up, hearts, frowny faces, cry faces. Heck, you can even get mad at us. I don't care. Just help us trick the algorithms on any of the socials we're on. And then we will be on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Audible later on tonight. So it's not live, but it will be up there. And I ask you if you would please make sure you subscribe to that and give me a good review. And if you don't like it, don't give me a review. I don't care about that. But with no further ado, I would like to bring to the stage Miss Jenn. Hello, Jenn. How are you this evening?
Hi, Jeff. I'm really good. How are you?
Oh, I am fantastic. And I thank you so much for being here tonight. And I'm definitely excited to learn all about the Prosilience coach. So, with no further ado, I say that a lot. I just realized that. But if you would like to take it away and tell everybody a little about yourself. So just tell them who you are, where you're from, and what you do. That would be great.
Awesome. Well, I'm Jenn Fredericks. I am from currently Wisconsin. I'm in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, by way of OH.
Oh, no.
I was born in Ohio and
Good girl.
I moved when I was 9, but I was there for some formidable years. In Zanesville. I don't know if you know where Zanesville
Yes,
is.
I do.
Yeah. They have the best ice cream at Tom's Ice Cream Bowl. There you go. Free shout out. And now here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I am a prosilience coach, proactive plus resilience coach, and a personal resilience practitioner.
That is fantastic. I had to come up with another word there in my head because, like I say certain things all the time, and amazing and awesome are two of those things that I say a lot. So I need to expand my vocabulary a little. So I know personally because when I was 17, I was in a severe car accident. I spent 3.5 months in the hospital and 2.5 in a coma. I wasn't supposed to be walking right now, but I am. I know that each and every person out there goes through some things that life tends to put in the way. And you see, we haven't been through anything that we haven't lived through. And I want people to realize that they can live their best life and do it now. And no matter what is trying to stop you, you can make it through that and you will make it through that. So has there been anything that life has thrown in your way and tried to hold you back with?
Oh, yeah. Let's start with my first kidney transplant when I was when I was 15 years old. Yeah, that one tried to hold me back some, but I was a teenager. So I was like, what do you mean? I'm immortal. Fix me. Let's get this show
Yeah.
on the road, right? That was
Yeah.
the
I
attitude I
was
had.
that way when I was a kid. I mean, at 17 when I had my accident, I was immortal. Nothing could happen to me. I saw all these bad things happening around me, but to me, that ain't gonna happen to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
So I know all about that.
You sure do. Right. And then when you have that life disruption that changes your perception of what truly matters, it just kind of flips your world upside down.
Yeah, but I think when your world gets turned upside down like it did after my accident or after your first kidney transplant, then I think you gain this perspective, this knowledge. You learn these lessons about your life, and it makes things easier when you have to go through other things.
Yeah, I mean that's sort of the definition of resilience if we think about it. It's, when we're facing challenge or adversity and it brings us down and then we pull ourselves back up. That's like the traditional definition of resilience. I like to look at it a little bit differently, but that, it's that whole Batman quote. What is it? He says,
I'm not.
You're not a Batman. He says, a Master Bruce, why do we fall down? And Batman, Bruce Wayne says, so that we can pick ourselves back up. I think Alfred was his butler and asked him that question.
It was, or
Yeah.
it is. So, but you said first kidney transplant.
I did.
So
I did.
can I ask about that?
Of course. So I received my first kidney when I was 15 from my dad. And I'm so grateful that he was able to be my donor. And that kidney lasted 18 years. It got me through all of those teenage milestones, graduating high school, going to college, meeting my future husband, getting married, buying a house, adopting a daughter, all of those things that I knew that I always wanted to have as part of my life. And so I'm so blessed that I got to experience those. And then the kidney said, see ya. I'm wore out. Sayonara, senorita. Yeah. So in 2012, I had my second kidney transplant, and I'm 12 years out, and it's working beautifully, and it's allowing me to do this. I think of it as soul mission driven work.
That's great. So I the way I feel, it's my work is my passion as well. And when doing this show, all right, so I've been doing this show for going on 8 years now.
That's awesome.
And people tell me that it's going to be hard work. And yeah, while it has been hard work to get the guests and line them up and get them to show up and get them to show up on time, while all that is work, coming on here for a half hour on Tuesday evening is not work to me. That I get to talk to people, and that is my passion. That's what I love to do.
I certainly can tell that and feel that. So yeah, the space that you hold here in your show is just like full of energy, and it makes you want to make every second count. So I thank you for having the space for people to come on and share how they make every second count.
Now, you see, make every second count is kind of a broad term.
Mm-hmm.
And while it might seem broad to certain people, such as myself, it's not broad. It's quite focused, and it's all about just making your life count and living your best life, because we only get one. But what exactly does make every second count mean to you?
I've been thinking about this. So for the first 7 years that I've been a coach, let me rewind a little bit. I was in the marketing world for 16 years. And then a professional life disruption threw me into the coaching world, which was great, as well as another personal life disruption regarding my daughter who has a difficult diagnosis. However, when I really started thinking about what I wanted to do with my life after my marketing career ended, I was finally at a place where I wanted to use what I have learned, how I've gotten through the pain and struggle of chronic illness I'm in my 3rd decade now of managing this chronic illness. And I always used to think it was happiness that I wanted. I think that's a broad term. And so I started thinking more about it. Like, how can I really live and experience life contently? That's where it came to for me. I want to experience calm and contentment, and I want to do that with confidence and be able to connect with others and help them do that as well.
And that's awesome. But you said something in there that I'm curious about.
Yeah.
And you actually said something earlier that I'm curious about as well. And I don't know if these are sensitive subjects or anything like that, but I'm going to ask them anyways.
Ask away.
So you were talking about a chronic illness. Is that why your kidneys have failed? And can I ask what that chronic illness is?
Sure. Well, so they actually don't know what caused my original kidneys to fail. I know, right? They believe it was a untreated case of strep throat. And my kidneys were predisposed to being affected by the virus, and they decided to quit working. So my chronic illness is chronic kidney disease because of that. And a kidney transplant is just a treatment. I really only have 3 choices with this chronic illness, right? Don't do anything and not be on Earth anymore, which I'm not ready to do.
No, me neither.
No. Be on dialysis 3 times a week for 3 to 4 hours at a time.
Nope.
I did that twice. It was, not the best, but it kept me alive, so I did it. Or have a kidney transplants and then take care of that kidney based on the procedures and protocols that my doctors have me follow. And so the kidney transplants are a treatment, and I'm grateful for that treatment because it allows me to live the most normal life that I can, rather than needing to go to dialysis 3 times a week. So that's why I've been managing that for 3 decades now.
All right. And then the other question was is a 2-parter as well.
Mm-hmm.
You talked a little bit about a daughter and her diagnosis or her chronic illness. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Of course. And I share her story with her permission. She's 15 now. She was diagnosed when she was 7 with a low-grade brain tumor, and has been through several, craniotomies and chemotherapy treatments. And she's currently on a MEK inhibitor, or an oral treatment that she takes twice a day. So she's doing well and everything is stable. And we also then manage other things that come along with that. There are some issues with her memory and some cognitive processing because of where the tumor is located and the procedures she needed to have. And so that diagnosis and watching like my heart that walks outside of my body suffer and have to go through those things really threw me for a loop. That made me fall down. Yeah. I could handle my illness, right? That's fine. I can do it. But watching her, I realized that I was on the ground and I didn't know what to do to support myself, to get myself back up so I could support her.
And how exactly did that make you feel? I mean, that has to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, for those that are watching and can see, like I felt like this inside all of the time, just the swirling and the churning and the chaos and the anxiety and not knowing. Like I could handle the medical piece of it, but it was the emotional and mindset piece of it that was difficult for me, and that brought me to my knees, because then I didn't know how to model it for her. She is such a bright light. She has a heart of gold. And I just want her to be able to share that with those she wants to and experience it for herself so she can make every second count of her young life too. And so I was so grateful that a layoff threw me into the world of coaching. Yeah. Life happens for us. Life
It,
happens for
yes,
us.
it happens for us, not to us.
Mhm.
And I get that. And a lot of people don't get that. You see, without that layoff, without that hard time, you would have never stepped out and went for your dream.
Mhm.
You never would have went for that something new. So that is a good thing that came out of a tough thing. And
Yeah.
there are so many good things that can come out of tough things, and we just need to search for those. Now, those are going to be hard to see when you're going through them. Trust me, I know all about that
Yeah,
too well.
do.
But if you just hang on, if you just give it a little time, that will become more evident and you will be able to see that positive that came out of that tough situation.
Mhm.
So with with all of this, is this where your prosilience word came from?
Yeah, I wish I could take credit for coining the term and the framework. I can't, but that's why I'm so happy that I can share it. People always ask me how I'm so resilient. You know, my illness, 2 layoffs in my 16-year career, my daughter with her diagnosis and everything that comes with that. And I didn't really know, I just kind of did it. When I began coaching, I began also to look into what is resilience. Does this help me understand how I'm resilient? What about compassion fatigue? What about compassion resilience? And I ran across this work by an industrial and organizational psychologist named Linda Hoops. And it's a book. It's called Prosilience. And it it was like she watched my life from the time I was a teenager, and she put language to what I do innately. But now when people ask me, how are you so resilient? I can say this is how I'm resilient. Let's get you there too.
Yeah. And all right, so I know you're a coach and all, and I don't want to take any business away from you, but can you tell us a little bit about it, that how we could use that stuff to help us in our lives?
Of course, I am about impact and sharing this information and getting people the support that they need. The rest will follow.
Yeah.
So there are 4 building blocks of resilience. We always start here and we look to bring everyone to their kind of resilience benchmark so that you're not on the ground. And we can use these 4 building blocks to do that. And then once you reach that, then we can look at, okay, what's the proactive resilience piece? What's the prosilience piece where we can prepare for life's challenges before they come to us so we don't fall down again?
Wow.
So let's go back to the 4 building blocks. The first building block that I'll share is learning to calm yourself or learning to self-regulate. Right. Box breathing. It's coming into your wise mind. It's allowing yourself to be present in the moment and your central nervous system to be regulated so that you can make really good decisions. The second building block is to choose a strategy to meet the challenge. And there are 3 strategies that you can use. So you can pick and choose which one feels best. Do you want to reframe the challenge? So take something that looks or feels like danger and find a way to look at it that gives you more hope. Do you want to change the situation? Can you change the situation? In my situation, no, not really. So I usually go to, I accept that this is what's happening. This is reality. And then I adapt and I adjust myself to that reality. And we can do that by using our resilience muscles to solve the challenge or problem. So this is the 3rd building block. We all have them. There are 7 resilience muscles or characteristics that we're all born with. Some of them are more easy for us to access. They don't drain our energy as much to use them. And some of them are, a little harder. So those resilience characteristics or muscles are positivity, confidence, priorities, creativity, connection, structure, and experimenting. We can use one muscle to help solve the problem. We can use many muscles. My goal with the people I work with is to get there to be like a horizontal level of ease of access and use of all those resilience muscles. So you have 7 resources to help you when you're in challenge.
Wow.
Now, here's my favorite building block. It's learning to manage your personal energy, because energy fuels our resilience. Our physical energy, our mental energy, our emotional energy, and our spiritual energy. And all those forms of energy are interconnected, and they help give us what we need in order to engage the resilience muscles, have enough energy to calm ourselves, and to choose a strategy to move through challenge. That was a lot.
Yeah, but it was really cool. Now, so all right, let's put this into like a situation here.
Sure.
So let's say somebody gets laid off, or actually even gets fired, and they're having a hard time supporting their family. How can they use your step-by-step system to help them?
Sure. Well, that's a great situation to think about. Sadly, I think a lot of people are experiencing that. So thank you for using that as the example. Well, first, I would ask them, how do you best calm yourself? When you're feeling all shook up inside, what is your way to regulating your central nervous system? Is it breathing? Is it meditating? Is it dancing to music? Is it going for a walk? Is it working out? Choose it and do it. Now then, let's look at the strategy that you can meet this very difficult situation with. You're having a hard time supporting your family because you've been laid off or fired. We sort of know what the next step would be. We want to change that situation, right? Yeah. We want to do something to make it something that we'd more rather be, like having a job, being employed. How can we change that situation? Well, we can use our resilience muscles, the ones that support us the most, to solve that problem. We can look at priority. Let's look at our priority muscle. So your priority muscle it helps you direct your energy toward your most important goal, which in this situation would be reaching out to those you know, which includes our connection resilience muscle. So you can use your priorities and your connection of drawing off of others' resources and support to start your next job search. Let's say those 2 muscles really support you well, and you're out there and you're doing it and you're making connections and you're sending out resumes, you're reaching out to local businesses that you have a connection with, and you start to feel a little worn down. It's harder to engage your resilience muscles because your energy is down. So look at your physical energy. What do you do to boost your physical energy? Are you sleeping well? Are you hydrating? Are you eating well? Are you moving? How is your mental energy? Are you telling yourself that I'm not enough to get a job? Like, there's no way I'm ever going to find a job. And to that, I would say, didn't you have a job before?
Yeah.
So you got a job before, you'll get another job. So let's calm that mental energy and fill it. Emotional energy is about working with difficult feelings. So have some support there where you can have some awareness and observation of how those emotions that may be negative are making you feel. And then how can you really look for positive emotions that can help fuel you? And then that spiritual energy is important because it helps us connect with something outside of ourselves, a sense of meaning and purpose. And that can really help us move through a lot of difficult challenges.
Now, you say spiritual energy.
Mhm.
Is that religion, or does it have to be religion, or can it be something other than religion? I mean, how does that work for, let's say, people that aren't religious?
Sure, it can be religious. A lot of people find support in a organized religion and space and community. I also heard you say earlier that getting on Tuesday nights and talking for 30 minutes fuels your spiritual energy because you are connecting with a sense of meaning and purpose outside of yourself. So it can be that.
Yeah, so doing what you love connects you to your spiritual energy,
Yeah,
correct?
and it doesn't have to be your career, right? Not everyone can do what they love as a career. We can all try. So I say let's try. But doing those things that you love, is it on the weekend going and listening to live music with your friends? Is it connecting with family? Is it having a Sunday family dinner? What are the things that bring you joy? What are the glimmers in life that you identify that can help boost your spiritual energy?
Yeah. That is phenomenal advice for somebody that I hope everybody learns from that. There has been one thing that I keep coming back to, and it helps me a lot because when I think about it, it's like, wow, I can help so many people just by using this principle. But so I like to take little bits of knowledge from each and every person that I have on this show, from each and every person that I encounter in life, from every book that I read, from every podcast that I listen to. I take a little bit of that knowledge, and the knowledge makes me not have to go through what they went through to get that knowledge. And that's what I want to give other people. If I can save somebody else from going through 2.5 months in a coma and being 17 and told that you might never walk again, if I can save somebody from that, that is just divine to me.
I agree.
And I want to help everyone in life. It doesn't matter what they're going through. They can take a little bit of what I have learned through what I have been through, a little bit of what Jenn has learned from what she has been through, a little bit of what her daughter has learned from what she has been through, a little bit from everybody on this show. And I just want to help people. That is, sorry, I need to get off my soapbox.
No, I mean, no, I don't think you do.
But I don't know. That's just something that is very thought provoking to me, and something that I can see just having a ripple effect on the world. And that's completely awesome. But I'm sorry to say,
Yeah.
we're out of time.
What? Oh no.
Yes. But there's one other thing that I want to ask you before I let you escape. And that is, do you happen to have any contact information you would like people to have?
Oh, of course. And thank you for asking. If you are interested in this process and how I could support you, I invite you to visit my website, prosiliencecoach.com, PROSILIENCE coach.com. Just shoot me an email, reach out, let's jump on a call, see if this can support you. I am not going to sell you on anything right away. I want to get to know you. Is this the right step for you to take so that you can make every second count? And as I like to also say, don't wait until things are all better to live better.
Wow. That is fantastic. I love that quote right there. I'm going to have to steal that one.
That's fine with me.
Don't wait till everything is all better to feel better. Is that correct?
Yeah, feel better and live better. Don't wait until things are better to live better. This is, like you said, our one chance. This isn't a dress rehearsal. This is it, guys. Get out there, get in the stage lights, live your life so that when you take your bow, you know that you've lived your life to the fullest.
You know that you have made every second count. So, guys, I need each and everyone out there, including you, Jen, to do me a favor this week, next week, and for the rest of your life. I need you to make every second count. Why? Because you never know when the seconds are going to run out on your one life. Guys, I'll see you back here next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And until then, don't forget to make every second count. Thank you again, Jen. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.